SCHD just paid out their Q3 dividend payment, and it was the largest dividend payment I've ever received. I received a dividend payment of $417.04 from SCHD, and we also now have more insight to how much SCHD will be growing their dividend in 2023. Seeing $417 deposited into your account is obviously a really great feeling, but the magic kicks in when you reinvest those dividends. And we can see here's the dividend payment I received from SCHD for the past quarter, and here's SCHD's current share price at the time of this video. So that means strictly from reinvesting dividends, I'll be able to buy nearly 6 new shares of SCHD completely from reinvesting those dividend payments. And if we jump over to Seeking Alpha, we can see SCHD's current projected dividend payout is sitting at $2.62. So with that SCHD dividend, that means after I reinvested this recent dividend, I added $15.50 to my annual dividend income. And keep in mind, that's only from one payment from SCHD. They pay out 4 times every year. After doing some more research, I realized just how powerful receiving these large dividend payments from SCHD can be. For example, if we jump over to my Live Off Dividends analysis spreadsheet, which you can download on my Patreon page at the link in the description, you can see here we're basically projecting out what the future performance of my SCHD position will be. And if we zoom in here, you can see I currently own around $48,000 of SCHD, and I'm assuming a price growth rate of 7% and a dividend growth rate of 9% for SCHD, and their starting dividend payout per share is sitting at 3.71%. Now keep in mind, these projections actually aren't that aggressive considering SCHD is seen around 11% price growth rate and 12% dividend growth rate over the past decade, so I am being a little more conservative with these projections. And let's say in this scenario, I never invest another dollar into SCHD for the entirety of my life. That means the only reason my dividend payments will grow are because I'm reinvesting my dividends and we're seeing SCHD increase their dividend payouts. If we jump over to my Live Off Dividends analysis tab, let's scroll down and see what it looks like 5 years from now. We can see right here, we can see exactly what this will look like 5 years from now. On average, I could be receiving $276 every single month from SCHD. Now again, keep in mind, they do pay out quarterly, so I'm just averaging it out to a monthly basis, but that's still pretty incredible that at this point, I could be receiving $276 a month in just 5 years without adding a single dollar to SCHD. But if we look a little bit further, it gets even more impressive. Let's look at it 15 years from now. If I continue to scroll down, we can see 15 years from now, I could be receiving over $1,000 a month from SCHD again without contributing a single dollar to my portfolio for the rest of my life. Keep in mind, my total contribution up to this point is around $48,000, and at this point, my account value could be sitting at $251,000. Now, here's what's really crazy. Let's look at it 30 years from now. Again, let's say I never contribute another dollar. You can see 30 years from now, I could be receiving around $8,657 from SCHD. And here's what's even cooler. If we scroll over and zoom out just a little bit and look at this Live Off of Dividends analysis chart, you can see strictly getting $50,000 in SCHD will eventually allow me to one day live off of dividend income. And that really just goes to show you the power of dividend growth investing. Now, I want to take a moment to look at some more insights that we've recently received from SCHD. If we scroll down here, we can see their most recent dividend payment was 65.45 cents, and that was paid out on September 25th. So if we jump into my SCHD analysis spreadsheet, we can see some pretty good insights. Now, the first thing that I do want to point out is we can see the quarterly year-over-year growth for the most recent dividend payment was sitting at around 2.8%. Again, you can see that was sitting at 65.45 cents. And if we look at Q3 of 2022, that dividend payment was sitting at 63.67 cents. Now, the quarter before that was actually a slight decline quarterly year over year. You can see they paid out 66.47 cents compared to last year, it was 70.38 cents. Now, that was concerning for some people, but if you look at the big picture, it's really nothing to be worried about. You can see typically quarterly year over year, you see a lot of green, a lot of massive increases. And the really good news is we can now see that growth through September, which means their first 3 yearly dividend payments, they're already up 3.1% on their dividend payouts this year, and they still have one dividend payment to go, meaning this number could increase even more. And if we go ahead and look at those year over year dividend growth rates, they've been way in the positive every single year since the creation of this fund. And so while it does look like the dividend growth rate overall for 2023 is going to be a little bit below average, if again we look at these year over year dividend growth rates, if we take a look at some of the lower years, for example, you can see here in 2018 and 2017, it was around 7%, so that's a little bit lower than normal for SCHD. We can see the years that followed were way higher. We saw almost 20%, around 18%, and around 11% dividend growth. So if history means anything, although the dividend growth rates for SCHD this year are a little bit lower than normal, I think it has a lot of potential for more dividend growth in the coming years. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know if you own SCHD and how large your dividend payment was. Also leave a comment letting me know what your largest dividend payment you have ever received was. If you'd like to be able to download any of my spreadsheets and join a community of dividend investors, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.